Okay, your tub is now full of water. And I'm just going to show you what I'm using here. So I've just got a Rubbermaid 100-gallon stock tank, less than 100 bucks. I think it was $85 at Fleet Farm. So tub is full, and we're going to check body temperature. Now, some of you are going to ask, what if I live in Florida or California? My water doesn't come out at 55 degrees, right? It's going to come out much warmer. Add some ice. But if it's 100 degrees outside or 90 degrees and your water is 70, you're still doing cold thermogenesis. This is something that most people don't understand. Water does not have to be 30 degrees. It doesn't have to be winter. You are doing cold CT if this water is colder than the air, even 10 degrees colder. So even a pool, regular pool water is colder than the air temperature. You're doing cold CT. Now, this is a laser. It's a laser thermometer. I'm going to check my skin temperature here. 106, hopefully you can all see that. Let me just double check that. 106, okay. Now let's check the water temperature. So today we're at 73. So skin temperature 106, water 73, that's really, really warm. It's been 57 degrees the rest of the week. I don't know why it's so warm right now, except that it was probably sitting in the hose before it went in here. You really have to get a lot of the water through the hose to make sure it's really cold. This is surprising. I've never actually seen it this warm coming out of the hose, but we're at about 74 degrees. So today, instead of 65 or 55, we're gonna do 74. It's probably gonna feel really warm. And that's how we're gonna do it. So hopefully you're wearing your tan through either Kaniki or Cool Tan swimwear. Very important. And there's many ways, but I just find, it's best. It feels really cold. It feels a lot colder than 70 degrees. I'm not buying 70 degree. I'm gonna check this again here. Okay, now I'm getting 72. I'm just stirring it up. I'm gonna stir it up a little bit more here. Now we're down to 70, right? So I think the top layer was really warm because it feels pretty cold here at the bottom. 69, now we're talking. Now we're getting to about what I want to see. 65 degrees is ideal, now we're down to 68. So I'm gonna guess this water is about 66 to 67. So that's good. Life's too short to be getting into 30 degree water. It's still going to be cold. It's 106 degree body temperature. Getting into 66 degree water. Oh, there's a puppy. Is different. So I'm getting some goosebumps. You can see on my arm here. Oh, it's cold water. You like that? You like how cold it is? Yeah, you probably have puppy. Get in the cold water, huh? Oh, is that good and cold? So I'm in the sun. This is important. You want to be grounded. So if you do a metal tub, you can be grounded. But as the metal tub gets really cold, your skin can stick to it. So a metal tub will naturally be grounded to the ground because it's metal. It conducts. Plastic is not. So typically I'm going to take, hi puppy. I'm going to take a shielded copper cable and I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to stick it on the ground. And then I will be grounded in this water. And I've got the sunshine, vitamin D coming into my skin, UVA, which doesn't make vitamin D. UVA makes nitric oxide, tans you, has lots and lots of other health benefits. UVB, only available at certain times of the year, certain latitudes, creates vitamin D in the skin and 2 additional anti-tumor compounds. That's why we're doing the tan through swimwear. That's why we're cold plunging outdoors. We're not indoors. This is the best way to do cold therapy, CT, cold thermogenesis, for fat burning, for optimum recovery, for increasing longevity. Here comes tomorrow. So she always thinks it's colder than it is.
The puppy's coming in.
Now it starts to get even fuller here as you get 2 people in. Okay. So this is a 100-gallon tub, everyone. So I'm about 5'10".
Oh, those feet.
And tomorrow is about 5'5".
I'm 5'4.5".
4.5 is 5. So you round up. And so we've got 2 people. Look at, our legs are stretched all the way out. And I'm fully submersed up to about my neck in a 100-gallon. You do not need to buy like 200-gallon tubs. 100-gallon, less than $100 for most people is plenty. Now you can also get a freezer setup. Maybe I'll show you that in one of these videos coming up of how to do a freezer CT, which I used to have. I have and fit in up to about here a 5.5 cubic foot freezer. Now, I think like Ben Greenfield tells you to go out and get a 19 cubic foot freezer. I could swim in that thing. You do not need to go that big. A 5 cubic foot freezer is $100, and it does everything that a 19 cubic foot freezer is going to do for an average sized person sitting in there up to the top of your chest. So there is something called freezer CT where you get the temperature of the water down to like 30 degrees. I think that's too cold. You do not need to go that cold. This right here at 68 is a little warm for me.
Hey, no.
I would prefer the water to actually be, like I said, between 55 and 65. So today's a little warm. And I'm going to spend, when you're starting out, you're going to spend 1 minute all the way to about 10 minutes. And then as you get better at this, I'm going to spend 15 to 20 minutes in here. You see we've got books here to read, so there's something to do. But I like to spend no less than 5 minutes, preferably 15 to 30 minutes in this water.
After a minute, though, you might as well just stay in because like the uncomfortableness is gone. Puppy's attacking.
So I don't know if you're in the video here.
Yeah.
So are you comfortable now?
So I'm like, it totally is fine. Like I could sit here for 15 minutes, no problem. It's just that initial.
So biohackers talk a ton about CT, cold thermogenesis, longevity, performance, creating brown fat. So brown fat is more metabolically active and creates heat instead of just energy. Most mitochondria in your body create energy. All of them do. But we also want to be able to create heat with our mitochondria, and the brown fat is what does this by cold thermogenesis, building that brown fat and erasing the white body fat. So you've heard of cold sculpting, you've heard of all these ways to reduce fat in your body by using cold to freeze your fat cells. You can do the same in this cold thermogenesis pool. Your body's working harder, it's using fat for this heat, and it is then burning some of your own body fat. You are also increasing your adaptation to cold. So if you want to not be as bothered by cold, you want to decrease that cold response. This is great, and especially starting it out in the summer and as we move into fall, best way to do it. There will be lots of videos on here on cold adaptation as we move to fall. You'll find that you're going to build around you a layer of warm water. Water takes heat very readily, and it's going to take your body heat and make it warm as you sit here. When you start moving around, it's going to get colder. Okay?
No.
So you've got this warm layer around you, so move around, and it starts to get a bit colder around your body. So make sure to stir the water up a little bit. This is the optimal way to do cold thermogenesis at 55 to 65 degrees. Optimum temperature is right there from our hose. You can add ice if it's not cold enough, but again, if it's 90 degrees outside, you saw my skin temperature. I'm gonna get up here and measure it and then get back in. I want you to see the drop in skin temperature as I'm sitting here in this cold pool. Yep.
What do I do?
So turn the laser on and shine it on my leg.
Turn it on.
Just click the trigger.
Oh, on your leg?
Yeah, that's it. Let go. And what is it? Show the camera.
74?
So 74. So I went from 106 to 74 degrees on my skin temperature. So that means that I cooled by 32 degrees. We cooled this body, the skin, by 32 degrees. That's a huge, huge drop. People don't even do that big of a drop sometimes in cryotherapy chambers at 200 degrees below zero. So really, water is the optimum fluid to do cold thermogenesis, not air. You can do it in air. I'm going to show you how to do it in air as the winter approaches, just like our ancestors would have done. But the optimum way is this fluid right here, this water fluid, takes heat away from your body much faster and is easier to cold adapt. And hey, this is fun to sit out here and read and to get some sunlight.
And now we're going to do a proper biohacking makeout session in the cold tub?
Maybe. We're going to turn the camera off for that. So Primal Hacker teaching you about biohacking, and this has been Cold Thermogenesis.